Hi guys, we shouted this potential trade out on Twitter last night. We said that would the draw come in, it looked highly likely that it would. So just going to have a quick look at the PMT game. In fact, just going to go back one step further. This is the PMT page. So this is the list of the games. I've got a filter on, I can't remember. Yeah, I've got a minimum liquidity of 5,000, so that takes out all the rubbish, the lesser games, not interested in. Low liquidity equals poor prices, you'll struggle to get matched and you'll take it in play and lose money. It's quite as simple as that, so I wouldn't bother personally. I've got the email alerts on for low and high draw inflation. You can do that. So this is the game itself. This is the draw inflation percentage. When it's low, it's highlighted, you can see. When it's high, it's also highlighted. We have the last changes here, which minutes that these boys have updated, and these are the current prices. So this is what you see as a draw inflation member. Comes free with PMT subscription, comes free with inplaytrading.com subscription. So we're just going to, you have the odds, external odds, we have the stats, you can click in, and then you click in the game itself. So we're going to click in this. This is what I had a look at last night and came to the conclusion that based on certain things, which were that these boys kept cutting the draw, they kept cutting the price, dropping it. Draw inflation at the time was low. You can see sort of last night, it was around 5%, even got a little bit lower sort of overnight. Judging that the fact that under 2.5 was so low as well, it came to the conclusion that low draw inflation, either the draw is going to drop and or the dog is going to drift. So you can see exactly what's happened here. Sometimes both happen. In this case, it certainly looks like that's happened. Now, with the low draw inflation, if obviously the draw drops, then what we see is the under 2.5 goals drops. Someone at the door, good timing, always the way. And if unders drop, then obviously the low scores drop. So, thanks to the postman interrupting me, losing my train of thought. Anyway, so as I say, draw inflation was low, got on the draw, backed it. This was last night. With unders so low, coming in, and obviously these boys cutting the draw and unders too, then it's a bit of a no-brainer to think, well, Betfair are going to follow. You know, you've just got to watch the markets. All the information you need is on this page. It really is. You just got to watch what these boys are doing. Low or high draw inflation. Get on one of these two. Keep an eye on what unders are doing. If unders are drifting up, then it's more likely that the dog are going to drift and the favourite come in rather than the draw's going to drop. When the unders drop, it's more likely that the draw is going to drop, and when these two drop, the low scores like 0-0, 0-1, 1-0, 1-1, the low scores drop as well. So, you know, get on these trades. We put a lot of these trades out in the chat room. We're on Twitter to follow Trading Football at Football Traders. You can see more of our videos. We have two channels, Trading Football on YouTube and a pre-match trading channel as well. See all our recent videos, you know, watch them, take it in, come and sign up for us for the new season and make money. So we send out email alerts, you can subscribe to those, have a quick look and get on the trade or not. It's as simple as that. You know, so what did we do? Well, we're going to just green this up. So here we go. These were the trades from last night. I backed the draw at the lay price. I got on at 3.55. So I was looking to ask for a price. As soon as I got matched, I laid it off below. You can see. So generally I go for 1 tick. You know, in this case, obviously 2 ticks was a better option. As soon as you get some money matched or all of it matched, then lay it off. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to just sort of, you know, normally I try and do a disco strat on this sort of game, but 9 out of the 20 games so far in the World Cup have ended 1-0, and Denmark are not great for scoring. So I think in this particular case, I'm not going to do the disco strat, which would have been to back over 2.5 goals in play, and 1-0 and 0-1, so that basically it's very unlikely you're going to lose on the trade. But in this case, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the green. I'm going to have a little sort of spontaneous little 2-2 punt, just for a tenner, just to watch the game and enjoy it really. So let's just do that. Just do that. Just get that in. So basically, you know, picked up a guaranteed, you know, £16, sort of 60 odd quid, you know, which is okay. I didn't have my BetAngel software open at the time. I was in and out, so I was sort of trading that on the move. But if you can pick up 60 quid, if you can pick that up 5, 6, 7, 8 times a week, then the profits soon mount up. Talking of BetAngel, a few of you have asked, well, you know, do I use any software? Do we use any software? And the simple answer is yes. BetAngel Professional, best software out there, and we thoroughly recommend it and endorse it. And this is it's an old screenshot, but this is sort of my setup on BetAngel. I have this set up on one screen. I have PMT prices on the other screen. And the whole idea behind this is that I've got the all-important match odds and 2.5 graphs, so I can see what's happening there. These two markets, being the most liquid markets, dictate prices in the other markets. So when these two change, then the other markets follow. Slight lag behind, and they follow after, which is where PMT comes in. It spots the prices before the other markets make their move. So that allows us the opportunity to jump on as the prices correct themselves and realign. It's as simple as that. So as I say, you know, these are the ladders got. You know, I like to trade the 1.5 market. I like to trade the 3.5 markets. I can see what's happening in these markets. If I'm on a particular score, I'll have that up, and the actual graph itself. And this is sort of, let's say it's an old screenshot, but some people have asked, you know, what do you use? Do you only use Betfair? The simple answer is no. Once you use a ladder interface, which is not necessarily when you're starting off, but you know, once you get serious about your trading, then it's thoroughly recommended. It really is. It takes your trading to a next level. Once you've got sort of ladders, and I don't tend to use stop losses myself because I'm always sort of trading and watching the game as it happens, as it occurs. So if a market does go against me, I can trade out instantly rather than rely on a stop loss. That's not the way I trade. So I think a few of you have seen the way I trade now. I get free money pre-match, most likely on the draw, some scores, maybe unders. And generally I take it in play. Using the disco strat, you cover the over 2.5 goals, 1-0, 0-1, maybe the 2-0 to the favour as well, and you have a very low risk trade whereby effectively you can only lose on 1 or 2 scores. Now, if that game is 0-0 at half time, then what you can do is you can then back the 2-0 and 0-2 as well, cover those, hope for second half goals, and if you can do this sort of 6, 7, 8 times a week, and even 3 or 4 of them are profitable, i.e. they end say 1-1 and you can green up overs, or they end up over 2.5 goals, then there's no reason why you can't make 200, 300, 400 quid doing this. If I can do it, anyone can. It really, the draw inflation itself is not that difficult. It's not rocket science. Just got to learn and just watch the markets. Just sit and watch how the markets work. If a favourite drifts, then more often than not, all we're going to see is the draw is going to drop, and with it the unders and the lower scores. If a favourite steams in, then the market expects goals. So obviously the draw will then drift, and with it the unders will drift as well. It's a fairly simple philosophy. Come along for the new season. We have lots to offer. We send out email tips at the weekend for the PMT tool. You'll have access to email alerts for draw inflation. We have professionals within the chat room, the PMT room. You also get access to the IPT chat room, where we have a great set of guys: Simon, England's finest, Chris CFC, FC Final Cut, brilliant traders, professional traders, know what they're doing. They trade the horses, dogs, football, you name it, and you get that part of the subs as well. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. We'll see you again soon.